Have you ever been trapped in a place where danger wasn't just around you, but inside you? This is the story of Sam Brooks, a young, decent correctional officer who believed rules kept the world safe. Until one rule broke him. It all began on a regular afternoon in Grayson County Maximum Security Prison. The inmates were out in the yard, lifting weights, jogging laps, some just sitting in silence, watching. Nothing unusual. Then came the alarm, a loud, mechanical siren that told every prisoner to stop whatever they were doing and return to their cells. Sam, like always, moved fast. He was trained. Keep your eyes open. Speak firm but calm. Never turn your back. That's what they drilled into him at the academy. But no one ever told him what to do if a prisoner threatened your entire life. As the yard began to clear, one inmate stayed behind, Daryl Johnson. He wasn't just big. He was dangerous. His file was thick with violence and manipulation. And now, Daryl had a smile on his face. Not a friendly one. A smile that said, "I own you now." "You're gonna help me," Daryl said quietly. "You're gonna bring in what I ask for, or everyone finds out what you did." Sam froze. He hadn't done anything illegal. But weeks ago, Daryl had caught him stepping away from his post for 2 minutes to make a personal call. That alone, in the world of prison security, could get you fired. And Daryl recorded it. "You help me, or I'll make sure your little slip-up gets shared," Daryl whispered, his breath thick with threat. "I'm a criminal, baby. You're just one mistake away from wearing orange with us." Sam tried to walk away. He did. But Daryl wasn't done. He moved closer, taunting, laughing, cornering Sam in the shadows of the wall. That's when Sam snapped. He pushed Daryl back. But the inmate was too strong. Within seconds, there was a scuffle, a blur of fists, knees, grunts, and then pain. Sam fell back, blood running down his face. A long, deep cut across his forehead. Later that evening, Sam sat under harsh white lights in the prison clinic, getting stitched up by a tired nurse. His head throbbed, but what hurt more was the fear. The realization that the rules couldn't protect him anymore. When fellow guards Tim and Ed came to ask what happened, Sam lied. He said the inmate had been giving him trouble for weeks. That today, Sam asked him to return to his cell, and Daryl refused. That when he tried to enforce the order, Daryl head-butted him. And in defense, Sam hit back with his nightstick. Tim narrowed his eyes. "Your first mistake," he said gently, "was letting him into your space without calling for backup." They didn't question him further. Maybe they believed him. Maybe they didn't. But what they didn't know was this. Sam couldn't stay in the yard anymore. It was too risky. So they made a choice to move him to the tower, high above the prison, alone, away from the danger. For the next few days, Sam sat on that tower, watching, waiting, thinking. And then, trouble found him again. It was early morning when he noticed a group of inmates gathering suspiciously near the yard's far fence. He grabbed the telescope and peered through it. Suddenly, a fight broke out. Quick, brutal, bloody. Sam didn't hesitate. He slammed the emergency alarm. Guards swarmed the yard. Tear gas was launched. Rubber bullets fired into the air. Inmates dropped to the ground like dominoes. Still, two didn't stop. They kept attacking another inmate, fueled by rage or revenge. Sam couldn't tell. More guards charged in, zip-tying wrists and shouting orders. It was chaos. And in the middle of it all, Sam knew something, deep down, that chilled his bones. This fight had started because of him. Warden Mills, a hard man with tired eyes, called a meeting later that day with the senior guards. Tim tried to speak up for Sam. "He did his best," Tim said. "He's a good man. He's scared, that's all." But Warden Mills had no patience for fear. "We can't keep moving him around like a lost puppy. The inmates smell weakness. And now the guards do too. Ed Simmons suggested other assignments, maybe receiving or transport, but nothing seemed safe enough. Finally, Warden Mills slammed his hand on the table. Move him to the women's prison. Tim blinked. Sir? That's unusual. He'll stand out. They'll eat him alive, Ed muttered. If he can't be trusted to behave himself around the female inmates, Warden Mills said sharply, then maybe he doesn't belong in uniform. The order was final. Sam was to report to Crescent Ridge Women's Facility starting tomorrow. No goodbyes, no explanations, just a new place and a new set of dangers. As Sam packed his locker that evening, he caught his reflection in the steel mirror. Bruised face, bandaged head, tired eyes. He used to believe the badge meant protection. Now he wasn't sure it meant anything at all. Crescent Ridge Women's Facility was different. Cleaner, quieter, more deceptive. On his first day, Sam Brooks stood by the main gate, unsure of what to expect. This wasn't the loud, aggressive chaos of the men's prison. Here, the danger wore lipstick and smiled sweetly before sinking its teeth in. As the gates buzzed open, a female officer handed him a clipboard. Welcome to the Ridge, she said flatly. Watch your back. It's not as soft as it looks. He nodded and followed the hallway into the main unit. Inmates passed by, some silent, some giggling, some looking him up and down like fresh meat. One whistled, another licked her lips. Sam kept his eyes forward. Hey, new guy. One woman called out. Need someone to show you around the showers? He didn't respond. As he stepped aside to let a group of inmates pass, a slender woman with deep brown eyes and a sly smirk slowed her pace just slightly. I need to search Daddy, she whispered, so low he almost missed it. That was Cherry. He didn't know it yet, but she would be his biggest mistake. Later that afternoon, he was assigned to classroom duty. His job was to stand at the back while a volunteer instructor named Miriam Mollusky gave lessons on GED prep and basic life skills. Cherry sat in the second row with a tiny mirror tucked inside her book. She used it to watch Sam. He pretended not to notice, but Miriam did. After class, she pulled him aside. You're the transfer from Grayson County, right? She asked. Yes, ma'am. And they sent you here for protection? Sam nodded, unsure how much to say. Miriam's voice dropped to a whisper. These women are just as dangerous. Don't think for a second their smiles mean safety. Sam took her words seriously, but part of him still thought he could manage. After all, compared to the chaos at Grayson, this place felt almost peaceful. That illusion broke later that evening in the staff break room. The guards sat around, eating cheap dinners out of plastic containers, trading stories. Sam shared. Compared to the men's side, today felt like a vacation. I mean, they joke, they smile, it's calmer. One of the older female guards chuckled bitterly. Give it time. You're still on day one. Another leaned in. You think the real danger is violence? No. These women are smarter. They cry, they lie, and they know how to get inside your head. Sam frowned. What do you mean? They'll flirt, pretend they're in love, share sob stories, complain about being watched when changing clothes. Next thing you know, they own you. There's guys in here sleeping with inmates, one muttered. And not just guys. Abuse comes in every gender. The room fell quiet for a moment. Just do your job. No jokes, no favors, no eye contact. One warned. Act like a robot. That night, Sam walked the rows for lights out. One by one, cell doors clanged shut. Inmates settled into their bunks. Some muttered good night. Others glared silently. Then he reached A17. Cherry. She sat on her bed with a magazine in hand, pretending to read. You good? He asked. She looked up with a soft smile. I'm good. You gonna tuck me in? He forced a tired smile and said, "Close A17," into the radio. The next morning, as the classroom filled, something strange happened. As Cherry walked past Sam, another inmate gave her a small shove. Cherry stumbled straight into him. Her hands clutched his chest, holding on just a second too long. She looked up and whispered, "I'll see you tonight." A nearby guard saw the interaction and pulled Sam aside later. "You'd better get your head out of here," she warned. "These girls, they can smell weakness. You don't keep your distance, they'll ruin you." Sam didn't say much, just nodded. But that night, as he made rounds again, his thoughts wandered. He hated to admit it, but Cherry's touch had lingered. Her eyes haunted him. Her voice echoed in his ears. Then, he reached her cell. She was lying on her bed, bare, exposed, and completely unashamed. Sam's breath caught. "Lights out," he said quickly, voice cracking. She didn't move, just smiled. He stared too long, way too long, and he didn't realize. The whole moment was being recorded. The following day, Cherry started acting strangely. Pale, clutching her side, limping slightly. Sam, now stationed in the control room, watched her on the monitors. "She doesn't look good," one guard said. "Might need the infirmary." Sam buzzed her through. He met her halfway to escort her. "What's wrong?" he asked. "My side." "I don't know. Feels like something's tearing." "Your stomach?" "No, just here." She pointed vaguely. "You need a stretcher?" She shook her head. "I can walk." They headed down a hallway, past the laundry unit, toward the infirmary. Then suddenly she turned, pulled him under the stairwell, a spot with no cameras. Sam stumbled as she pressed close to him. "There's no cameras here," she whispered. "Nobody can see us." Cherry don't, but her hands were already on his chest. "You want this," she said. "I saw it in your eyes." He hesitated, just for a second, and in that second, everything fell apart. Because Cherry wasn't there for affection. She was there for revenge. Her hand darted out. A sharp object, something small and deadly, glinted in the low light. Before he could react, she plunged it into his neck. Once, twice, over and over. Sam's body fell to the floor. Cherry screamed for help, blood on her hands, crawling out from the stairwell, as if she'd just survived a brutal attack. Guards rushed in. Sirens wailed. A voice shouted over the radio, "Officer down! Officer down!" And just like that, Sam Brooks became another story, another lesson, another name in the system that never forgives weakness. The prison was on lockdown. The alarms had gone silent, but the tension in the air was sharp, cutting through every corridor like a blade. Sam Brooks was dead, 30 stab wounds to the neck. His body had been found in a shadowed corner under the stairwell. Blood everywhere. And Cherry? She was crying, trembling, saying over and over, "I had to defend myself. He attacked me." But something wasn't adding up. The guards watched the footage leading up to the incident. Sam doing his job, showing no aggression, no signs of misconduct. And then a blind spot. The stairwell. No cameras. No witnesses. Cherry's story didn't make sense. The detective assigned to the case, a woman named Lena Porter, arrived early the next morning. She was known for being firm but fair. She sat across from Cherry in the interrogation room, clipboard in hand, voice calm. "Walk me through what happened," she said. Cherry sniffled. He was weird from day one. Staring. Following me. He always made me feel uncomfortable. "Did you report it?" "No, because no one believes us in here." "Then why were you alone with him under the stairs?" "I told you he pulled me. He tried to do things. I grabbed something sharp. I had to." Detective Porter stared at her for a moment. "And yet, you don't have a single defensive wound. Cherry blinked. What? No scratches. No bruises. No struggle on your body. But he had 30 wounds in his neck. Not even one on his hands. That wasn't defense. That was rage. Cherry's silence was loud. Meanwhile, in the warden's office, Tim and Ed were arguing with Warden Mills. You knew Sam wasn't ready for this place, Ed snapped. He was vulnerable. He just got jumped at Grayson. He was weak, Mills replied coldly. And weak officers become a liability. He was human, Tim shot back. And you threw him to the wolves. Outside, inmates whispered in groups. Word spread fast inside prison walls, and rumors travel faster than truth. Some believed Cherry. Others didn't. But there was one voice that hadn't been heard yet. Miriam Mollusky, the classroom instructor. She walked into the warden's office with a single sentence. I want to speak. In a calm but fierce tone, she shared everything she had seen. Sam wasn't predatory. He avoided eye contact. He was polite. If anything, he was too soft. Cherry? She's calculated. I've watched her manipulate other inmates, twist the guards around her finger. Why didn't you say something sooner? Mills asked. Because no one listens to the women in this prison unless they're screaming. Downstairs, Lena Porter continued digging. She ordered a forensic report, requested DNA swabs from under Cherry's nails, asked for access to letters written by inmates. She wasn't looking for revenge. She was looking for the truth. Then came the autopsy report. The coroner's findings were clear. No evidence of sexual activity. No bruises on Cherry's body. No signs of defensive struggle. All wounds on Officer Brooks are offensive. It painted a very different picture. Cherry wasn't a victim. She was the predator. But there was more. Porter found something else in Cherry's cell, tucked under the mattress, written in sloppy handwriting on the back of a magazine page. A list. Names. Dates. Gods. Sam's name was on it. It wasn't her first target, just her most recent. Cherry had a game. One she played well. Seduce. Manipulate. Eliminate. Lena walked back into Cherry's cell. This list, she said, holding up the page. You keeping track of your trophies? Cherry's eyes went wide. Her smile dropped. You don't get it, she hissed. They all come here thinking they're gods. Like they can control us. I'm just flipping the game. Lena nodded slowly. You're under arrest for the murder of Officer Sam Brooks. And for the record, he never laid a hand on you. Cherry was dragged out of the cell kicking and screaming. The truth had won. But it came too late. Sam was gone. At his funeral, Tim stood by the casket, shoulders heavy. He just wanted to do the right thing, he whispered. But this place, it eats good people alive. Miriam spoke next, reading a short letter she found in Sam's locker. It was a quote from his academy notebook. I'm not here to be a hero. I just want to do my job with integrity. If I die doing that, then maybe it meant something. It did. After his death, the Department of Corrections launched a full investigation into the incident. Warden Mills was forced to resign. New training protocols were introduced. Officers were taught not only how to control inmates, but how to guard their own humanity. Cherry was sentenced to life without parole, and in a quiet corner of the women's prison, the classroom where Sam once stood got a plaque. In memory of Officer Sam Brooks, a man who believed in rules but lived with heart. Some stories don't end with a hero riding off into the sunset. Some end in silence, but leave behind an echo so loud, it changes everything. If you believe people like Sam should be remembered, not forgotten, click that like button and subscribe to Story Arc for more stories that shine a light where others won't.